Hey guys! Oh, it's been like, I don't know, forever since I've been on here. I'm sorry. Things have been absolutely crazy in my world right now. And it's like, I don't know, it's been hard to kind of even function as far as like with what's been going on. Like, like it's just been difficult. It really has been. It's been super, super difficult. Like, my health itself comes, it gets better than it doesn't get better. And like it's been a lot. But the reason for me not being on here for like ever has not been because of my health. It has been the health of my child. I've talked about her depression and her anxiety and stuff in past videos, and it kind of came to a head recently, as far as like not being in school and, you know, really thinking about medication and what the future holds for her and everything else. Like, it's been a lot. And, you know, being a single mom, I lean on my parents for help. I lean on them for help and for like what to do, and kind of just brainstorm with them as to what to do next with her, because I know what I know. I know what I can do for myself. And, you know, I know all the resources. I know everything. I know how to do them. I'm teaching her everything that I know, and what's worked for me doesn't work for her. And it's like, what do I do? And it's like, a lot of things that she is going through now, I went through, but she's going through it 10 times harder than I did because of this pandemic, because of, you know, the life that she has have in the past 6 years. You know, it's been challenging, especially this last year. And I mean, she's not the only one. I'm sure all your kids and you kids that are watching this are going through the same thing. And even adults are going through this too. Like, it's not just a one age group. It's everybody's going through this right now. But like, it's hard when you're 10, 11 years old going through this on top of what she's been through in her whole life. You know, with seeing her house burn down, and, you know, yes, I protected her from that. So she's never really physically seen it in person. She's seen it in photos and in videos and stuff. But still, she's seen it in some way, shape, or form. And then seeing it after it's been, you know, put out, and living across the street from it, and watching it being rebuilt, and, you know, her friend dying in a house fire himself, and then people keep bringing it up and teasing you about it, and, you know, and having your own health problems, health issues that everybody knew about before the house fire happened and before your friend died. And it's like, so they're continuing picking on you for that. And now you're in 5th grade and they still bring it up. They still talk about your health issues. And they're in a middle of a pandemic. Like, all those things are going through her little mind, and people are still bullying her about different things, and they keep adding new things on it. And it's just been really, really difficult, really, really hard for her. And so all these things have added up in her little world. And it came to a head this last month. In a really big way. In March, she missed a whole week of school, like hands down a whole week of school because of bullying and her anxiety and stuff. Got her back to school. She was doing good for 2 weeks, and then she's been out of school since. Again, kids were bullying her. She was doing so good for 2 weeks. Kids were all nice, everything. And then something happened. I guess she told her teacher on somebody that somebody was doing something naughty or whatever, wasn't supposed to be doing something, and she told, and they called her Karen, and a bunch of different things were being said, and she exploded herself, and she, like, her friends weren't stepping up for her at that moment. She felt completely alone, and she came home really upset that day. Got her to school the next day just fine. But the kids were still really mean to her, and her friends finally stood up for her, and was like, okay, this is enough. This is, she can't handle this no more. Like, this is enough. Students were suspended from school because of this, because of these issues and more issues that happened during those 2 days. And they're continuing happening one while in school while she's not there even. And it's been really, really hard. And, you know, so she has not been in school for a total of 3 weeks. And that's including a week of spring break. So 2 weeks of school she has missed already. And we're in the middle of April already, almost middle of April. And this is third week of not being in school. Like, actual physical school, not including spring break. Like, this is the third week of no school. And going on 3 weeks now, and it's just, it's a lot. But because of her depression and anxiety, we had to get doctor's notes from both her psychiatrist and her primary saying, this is what's going on, this is what she has. Excuse her from past and future, absences because of this. Nothing I can do. I mean, there's a point where I was like really fighting the school over this learning. I was like, no, I'm not giving up on her. I'm not giving up on her being on school. She wants to be with her friends. I know she does. She loves her teacher. Like, I've been physically not physically, but fighting with the school, emotionally fighting the school to keep her there. And finally, after all of this, and it's like, we drove to school on Friday, and we just sat there and watched her class go into school, and was like, she didn't want to go in. She's like, no, I don't want to go in. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel really nervous. And she was shaking. She was physically shaking. I could see her in her chair, physically shaking. And I was like, okay. So we left about 9 o'clock, got breakfast, called school, like, hey, we're not going to be in. And they have a meeting set up for her and I to be part of, I guess, or whatever, to have a plan as to what to do next. And today my daughter and I decided, because she couldn't get up, but she was shaking in bed. That was like shaking. It was so bad. Just the thought of getting up, just drive to the school was like, no, you're not making me. You're not getting me out of this bed. Like, you're crazy, lady. It's not happening. And like, it was scary. It was bad. So we talked, and I was like, who do you want for your teacher for DL, and she told me who she wanted, and I emailed the counselor, and I was like, okay, this is who she wants to have as a teacher. Please let it be this teacher, not the other one. And so tomorrow we pick up her stuff from school because they're gathering it all up for her and her computer, everything that she needs for school. And she'll be home with me starting on Wednesday for distance learning. And her teacher and I, we've talked. Her new teacher and I, we talked already this afternoon, and kind of give her a little backstory on Olivia and everything else, and what's been going on, and why we're doing DL at the end of the year. And so she kind of was like, okay, well, I got her. It's okay. I can help her. Thank you for telling me the backstory and how to help her. And so all of this is going on. And this afternoon we talked because, being in Minnesota and having the spotlight on us, the world watching Minnesota right now, it's been crazy. I've been able to shelter her as far as what's been going on with the shootings and the Black Lives Matter and all that stuff. I didn't want her to be a kid. I want her to be a stay kid. But when watching the news this afternoon and they're talking about curfews, and she's like, Mom, what's going on? Like, why is there curfews again? Like, do we have a curfew? And I simply told her, I was like, at this moment, we don't have a curfew. I told her what's happening with, the unfortunate killing of a young 20-year-old black man, Dante Wright. It's sad. And she was like, that's not cool, Mom. Why is this happening? Like, why? And she was shaking. She was like, Mom, what's gonna happen? And I was like, honey, things are already happening. Riots are already happening. And she's like, Mom, are we safe? Mom, are we safe? And I was like, honey, we are safe in our home. We are safe here. It's okay. She was shaking, and it's a lot to see your kid shake over something this massive. And now we've got word about an hour ago that we will be under curfew at 7:00 p.m. until 6 a.m. And she's like, Mom, I don't want to go in at 7:00. I want to stay out and play with my friends. I was like, no, you gotta be in by 7. You have to be in by 7. And she's like, but Mom, I don't want to. I'm like, honey, we don't have a chance. We don't have a choice. We have to be in. And like, even in our town, like small town, like there's a lot of police presence already, just to be safe, just to be sure of what's going on. And my mom's a city bus driver, and I'm like, Mom, are they closing the bus lines down? What are they doing? And she's like, I don't know. But she drives down in that area in Minneapolis, and she's like, Alicia, there's police everywhere that are suited up. There's National Guard members that are suited up, like with rifles, with shields, with everything. Like it's crazy out here. And it's like, it's crazy. It really, really is crazy. And I feel horrible. And I feel so saddened by what's going on in this world, because it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. At least I'm not making an excuse for the officer, because she should have known that she had a gun and not a taser. But at least she knew her mistake as soon as it happened and called it out and said what happened, and was immediate reaction, like, oh my God, I shot him. oh my God, that was not a taser. And I don't know. I don't know what went through her head. Only she knows that. And I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he lost his life. I feel bad that he left behind his girlfriend and his child. I feel really bad. But you know, and on the other side, he also did wrong too by doing what he did. You know, he had a warrant for his arrest. He had a warrant for gun charges. Like, and I don't want there to be any hate on the comments or anything, because I know I'm going to get him with that statement right there. But if he hadn't done what he did, you know, he wouldn't, I don't want to say he wouldn't be in that predicament, because I know he would have been still, but hopefully the officer would have realized she had her gun and not her taser. But, you know, I don't know, but still, so many issues could have happened. So many things could have still happened. You know, I don't know. It's a lose-lose and a win-win situation. I shouldn't say win-win, it's a lose-lose situation either way you look at it. And the day a man still lost his life, and an officer could potentially lose her job for a mistake that she should have known she was making, but at the same time, it was in the heat of the moment, and I get it. So I'm gonna get off here and get my butt inside where I'm safe, and get my daughter inside here soon too, so she can be safe and we can watch some movies and relax, and hunker down for the night and kind of just pray and hope that everything will be okay, that people go home and not riot and destroy our town again, because we're still rebuilding from last time. So if you're in Minnesota, please stay home. Thank you.